What up? This is just going to be a video explaining that I'm going to be starting a Q&A soon and some wrestling thoughts. First off, with the Q&A, I'll be starting a Q&A soon as I get enough questions. I've already got a few, but just to let everyone know that I'll be starting it soon, probably next week sometime. And you can send me questions involving, even non-wrestling topics, if there's anything in sports, as far as basketball or football, because I'm a fan of both of them. More as far as football, more of the pro NFL, not that much of a college football fan, but yeah, definitely anything involved in sports, music. I'm a huge hip hop fan, so anyone that wants any questions about that, or just anything in general, I don't mind if if it's non-wrestling. Mostly, I prefer a lot of wrestling related topics, but if there's a few that's non-wrestling topics, I don't care. And basically, on to the wrestling thoughts is obviously Raw from this past Monday. Unfortunately, did a higher rating, so obviously Vince is probably gloating backstage that this whole $1 Million Mania thing is helping the company and it's improving, the ratings, which it's not. Just for some fluke reason, it went from a 3.0 to a 3.3, and obviously I hope Vince doesn't keep this going too much longer because this whole $1 Million giveaway is nothing more than a ploy to increase ratings. And Vince is he hasn't really said that, but pretty much that's the reason why everyone knows he's doing it. And, the thing is, if he thinks this $1 Million Mania thing is going to have a huge success and is going to increase the ratings and more people are going to tune in, then what are people going to do that didn't really care about the program? Say if you're trying to get non-wrestling fans to tune into the product, as soon as the $1 Million Mania giveaway is gone, they're not going to tune into it. So, if you want to really increase the ratings, all you have to do is improve your product as a whole. And hopefully with this draft coming up this Monday, that will improve all the shows as a whole and, increase new feuds and, create more stars and new stars in the main event picture on different shows. So that could help out a lot to rejuvenate all the shows. There's a huge rumor going around. I don't know how much truth is in this, but there's I'll just say that it's a rumor and take that for what it's worth, that John Cena could possibly be switching to the SmackDown brand. Now, obviously, if this happens, this would be a huge shocker within this draft because John Cena is easily one of WWE's top marketable guys, and him going from Raw to SmackDown, sure, it would help SmackDown gain some more fans and increase the ratings there, but this could possibly hurt Raw as a whole too, because I really basically said the reason why Raw's ratings are going down is because people are getting tired already of Triple H's title run, because obviously these whole ratings drops really hadn't happened until Triple H had the title for after about a month, so you take that for what it's worth. But there could be other reasons. The product could be better than what it is. So, just as I said, hopefully this draft improves all the brands. And the main thing I'm hoping it does is not hurt, SmackDown. And, for the most part, helps every show out. Because, Raw and SmackDown, they need to have equal star power, in my opinion, even though Raw positions itself, WWE positions that as the #1 show. Still, you got Friday Night SmackDown. If you want people to go out their way to check out that show on Friday, you're going to have some top stars on there, and you're going to have to create some, intriguing storylines and intriguing feuds. A CM Punk and Edge feud could possibly do good, because I'm thinking this whole Undertaker versus Edge feud, if that continues and Undertaker does return to SmackDown, even though I would rather him turn to Raw, then that's going to be a waste of time. I mean, people are going to get tired of the feud. Sure, they can have some good matches, but it's going to be overkill, and pretty much by the end of the feud, people are going to be like, why the fuck are they keep doing this? Then if you have some good switches on SmackDown, which I'm hoping, CM Punk most likely, I'm hoping he gets, no matter what, say if something happens, Triple H switches brands, which is highly, highly unlikely, but if Vince wants to shock people, that's the way to shock people, is switch Triple H or something. But I can't really see them doing that whole switching of the champions, because I can't see Edge going from SmackDown to Raw and Triple H going to SmackDown. I cannot see that happening. And Triple H has so much power backstage, that's not going to happen. And surprisingly, the one thing we saw on Monday Night Raw, we didn't see Carlito in a match to really get himself buried and punished. He was in pretty much a competitive match against Jeff Hardy. Sure, he did do the job, but it was a competitive match. The people that you thought were getting punished and for some reason backstage were Crime Time with their match against Hardcore Holly and Cody Rhodes, because that was pretty much just a squash match as a whole. And the only thing really enjoyable as far as match-wise on Raw was probably the mixed tag match with Katie Lee and Paul Burchill versus Mr. Kennedy and Mickie James as far as wrestling-wise on the show. All the other stuff was a waste of time. I got to say, the $1 Million segments, they were a waste of time in my opinion, but they improved a little bit. They weren't as boring as the week before. So hopefully with this draft and the $1 Million Mania, which the $1 Million Mania could make a reason to continue with the draft special, because a lot of people do not, take the first hour of the 3-hour special and don't really pay attention to that. So probably Vince is thinking, and creative is thinking, that if you can continue this $1 Million Mania for that special, people will be tuning into the first hour for that reasoning, even though all the people that are going to be winning or winners of the giveaways already known in advance that they're going to win. So I don't know what WWE is thinking there anyway, but possibly they do some good stuff there. Just like I said, I hope they switch up some good things. And intriguing thing is a talent exchange that Ring of Honor is going to be involved in. There are going to be some stars from Ring of Honor now going to be appearing on AAA programming, and the talent that AAA is wanting to acquire, and basically in this talent exchange, and it's going to be kind of on the lines of the Pro Wrestling Noah and Ring of Honor talent exchange, where some of their talent will appear in their promotion, where Ring of Honor can get some talent from this organization. Well, as far as the talent from AAA, it's not known what talent Ring of Honor wants, if they want any, but pretty much with the talent exchange, I'm pretty sure they'll get someone out of here, because there are some names down there that could work in Ring of Honor good, but unfortunately it's not CMLL, because I think everyone in the U.S. would love to see a U.S. debut of Mystico at some point, whether it's Ring of Honor or TNA or even WWE, because WWE was pursuing him as well, but I think that's faded out, and they're not really trying to get him. But, the stars that AAA are going to be acquiring during this and, starting on their program is possibly Bryan Danielson, Austin Aries, the Briscoes, Ruckus, and Rocky Romero. So definitely that's some good stuff there. And this talent exchange, in my opinion, is going to help AAA more than it's going to help Ring of Honor, because obviously, if some people you don't know, that it was known in some interview a long time ago, Gabe Sapolsky said that he's not that high on the basically the lucha libre aspect of wrestling, or lucha libre in general. So with that, I'm not sure how much you're going to see of any of these talents in Ring of Honor, but hopefully you see some things that work out good. I think some stuff with the Vulture Squad, or in some tag, if you get some tag teams down there, which they got. I don't really check their program out that much, but they got some few good tag teams they could probably bring in that could, make the tag division even better than what it already is. So hopefully we get that out of there. And it's apparent that, well, it's basically a given that coming this Monday and Tuesday, Impact's going to be, TNA is going to be taping 2 Impact tapings. That's basically all. I think they're going to be taping everything up till the Victory Road pay-per-view. And on this, Mickey Knuckles is supposed to be appearing, and most likely she will be signing a contract to TNA Wrestling. So, unfortunately, it seems like she'll be still going under the moniker and the probably dumbest fucking name in wrestling history, or at least in, wrestling history recently, and the character and the name Moose. So hopefully TNA changes that, because I don't care, even though she's a heel and she's not supposed to get over, a name like that, in a comedy name like that, how is someone supposed to say they're, actually, this person's, a powerful heel or something with a goofy fucking name like that? So hopefully TNA changes that. And the one other thing is that I didn't watch ECW this week, but I did catch Matt Seidel's, or now I should call him Evan Bourne. I watched his match against Matt Seidel here on YouTube. So, but actually the shocking thing in here was that Matt Seidel actually did the Seidel press. So WWE is allowing him to do the Shooting Star press, which I think Matt Seidel's version of the Shooting Star press is probably one of the most beautiful ones in wrestling history. hopefully they keep letting him do this. And I wouldn't think they would just let him do it once, because definitely the crowd was behind him, and the crowd was behind him even before the finish. So definitely a finish like that in WWE is going to definitely get him over. So, liking the way they're pushing him, but hopefully they're not going to go on the route of having him be having an undefeated streak, because I think that's like one thing that hurts, some wrestlers in wrestling related topics. But if there's a few that's non-wrestling topics, I don't care. And basically on to the wrestling thoughts is obviously Raw from this past Monday. It's music, I'm a huge hip hop fan, so anyone that wants any questions about that, or just anything in general, I don't mind if if it's non-wrestling. Mostly, I prefer a lot of, but just to let everyone know that I'll be starting it soon, probably next week sometime. And you can send me questions involving even non-wrestling topics. If there's anything in sports, as far as basketball or football, because I'm a fan of both of them. More as far as football, more of the pro NFL, not that much of a college football fan, but yeah, definitely anything involved in sport. But this is just going to be a video explaining that I'm going to be starting a Q&A soon and some wrestling thoughts. First off, with the Q&A, I'll be starting a Q&A soon as I get enough questions. I've already got a few